Welcome to Sacred Success, the alchemy of spiritual business, where Michelle Barr talks to conscious entrepreneurs and spiritual seekers about creating a better life and a better business now. Building your own business is the most intensive personal and spiritual growth and development course you could ever enroll in. And that's why Michelle does the work she does for you. We're glad you're here with Michelle Barr on the OMTimes Radio Network.
Business success coach, intuitive strategist, and mindset mentor. I want to repeat what was just said in the intro to the show, and that is building your own business is the most intensive personal and spiritual growth and development program you could ever enroll in. I really want you to get that. It's how my business became the business it is now. It's the journey that I walked, and it really surprised me. And it really surprises people who show up in my world. It surprises my clients. And for me, it's some of the best work that we do together is growing your own business will grow you into who you really are. It'll grow you into this person that's been calling to you that you've been meant to be. And at the same time, it is definitely a journey that will grow you. So I like to talk to you about a lot of the things that are going on while you are building and growing this business, because those are the things that come up. Some of what I call resistances. That the minute you start dreaming that big dream, setting that big goal, setting that big intention, telling the universe, I'm going to be more, I'm going to be bigger, I'm going to be better. I want more, I want bigger, I want better. I want to do, I want to be, I want to have. All your stuff comes up, and it comes up to be cleared, healed, and resolved so that you can have what it is that you're asking for. Ask and it is given is a sacred spiritual principle found across all sacred texts, and it really is true. And we miss that, and we miss the true meaning of it, and then we don't always believe it. And remember, with the universe and working with this energy, whatever you say is. So if you don't believe it, it's not going to work for you. So we start throwing up these resistances, and this stuff starts showing up to be cleared, healed, and resolved so we can receive what it is that we're asking for, what the universe is already delivering to us. So we have to clear that. We have to heal that so that we can soar, so that we can be who we're going to be. And so if you're new to my show here on OMTimes, if you have been following me and listening to my show, if you've already been part of my community, I want you to know, and some of you do know, I work with both. I work with the being and the doing. I work with the giving and the allowing and receiving. I work with the inner and with the outer, and I'm always working with you on all of these. So when we talk about resistances, there's one I really want to get into because it's one that when people come into my world, when they call me as potential clients, when they become a client, or they're reading my blog or listening now to my radio show, they've just been sitting for a very long time in a biggie, a big one, and that's confusion. And I was having this discussion with my Intuitive Women Entrepreneurs Group clients just last week. And they have been working, building their business for about 30 days now together in this 90-day program. And you can find out all about them and about the program at intuitivewomenentrepreneurs.com. So you can go and look at that and see what I'm talking about, because right now I want you to really stay with me with this confusion. So you'll never know what your stuff is that's going to come up until you get into action, which is why people try to get ready to get ready, be ready to start, and they know they just need one more thing. They think there's just one more thing that's got to happen, when really it's so organic. And if I could get this across to people even sooner and even more, you will not know your stuff that's going to come up, and you won't know what your business is even going to look like until you get out there and you engage in the real world, not planning, not preparing, not asking your friends and family, not even asking clients, not asking in particular people that you've been doing some stuff for free with, but engaging in the real world with real people showing up, exchanging energy with you, and people paying money. So I took this group. We're going to work together for 90 days to get the whole spiritual business in place and to build the thing. And here's the thing, I work with my clients usually in a 6-month format, because the first 90 days you can get this thing built and you can get it ready to go. You can have clients and income coming in within the first 30 days, and then all your stuff starts kicking up. And that's when people need the most support and the most ongoing mindset work, energy management, support, how to take inspired action and strategies, proven strategies. And the thing with the mindset is you can have these proven strategies and they work. I have tons of them. I offer my clients these proven strategies. But if your mindset isn't right, you cannot carry them out. You will get in your own way. I have clients saying, I don't know what to do. Oh, well, that's not true. I do know what to do. You gave me the strategies and I'm just sitting here. I'm hesitating. I don't know why. I'm overwhelmed. That's all your stuff kicking up. And it will stop people like nothing else. Resistances come up, and one of those is confusion, which we're going to talk about today. And we're also going to talk about clarity. Resistances block your receptivity. So when you ask and it is given, the more you are receptive, the more you are open and allowing and receiving and receptive to what you're asking for, which means all parts of you are on board and all parts of you are a match to the energy you're bringing in the being, in the doing, in the having of it, the more it will come in. We start throwing up resistance for all kinds of reasons, limiting beliefs, old programs, things that have happened to us in the past, limiting beliefs, toxic patterns, toxic environments, self-sabotaging behaviors, all kinds of things. We go into fight or flight. Our ego gets in the middle of it. We block receptivity. We get into resistance. So this is all about clearing resistance. So these clients who've been rocking along the first 30 days, they've been putting everything into place and they're getting results. And they're like, this works. This really works. And now they are at that point where they're getting into resistance and their stuff is coming up. So one thing that I told them last week, which is why I really want to talk to you all about confusion versus clarity and how to get out of confusion and into clarity, because clarity is the number one thing you need to do any of this. You don't have to have clarity about everything. You have to have clarity in the moment to start asking and to start moving. You don't have to know anything after that. I told these clients, these students, where you're sitting right now, and some of you are starting to have a lot of your stuff come up, and it's getting in the way of you carrying out the strategies and all the things that you've been working on and the things we're doing. And can you see it's one of two things right now where you're stuck, not moving forward in building or growing your business? You're stuck in confusion or value. confusion or value. And so I asked them, take honest inventory. Be willing to look right now and pick one of the two and tell me between the two, confusion or value. Which one of those two are you stuck in right now? Think about it, because what I want you to know the most is it is an illusion. It is a lie you tell yourself. It is serving you in some way. And there is always a way forward from wherever you now stand. Know this, there is always a way forward from wherever you now stand. So confusion or value, that's usually one of the first two things people bump up against. So I'm going to do a whole show on value. This show is on confusion, but you can take a minute and really take that honest inventory and really be willing to dive a little deeper. Taking honest inventory is one of the tools we use here at Spiritual Business School with me and my clients and students. And so for you, I challenge you. Which one has you stuck right now? And are you willing to take a look at it? This is where it all starts. Stopping in those moments. And a lot of people will just spin and spin and spin. I don't know. I'm stuck. I'm confused. I need one more thing. And then, of course, oh, but I don't have the money for the thing I need next. If you have a desire, a way has already been made for you. Do you believe that? If not, can you move toward believing it? If you have a desire, a way has already been made for you, and it's up to you to step into that way. So today we're going to talk about this confusion and coming out of confusion. So take a moment and we will be right back with Michelle Barr and Sacred Business Success here on OMTimes Radio. Take honest inventory and come back.
To a more mindful world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM. Host your show on IOM FM, the radio network of OMTimes Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of OMTimes. Hosting a show on IOM FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community.
Hi, this is Sylvia Henderson, intuitive life coach and energy healer. Are you ready to elevate and rise way above your normal? Be sure to listen to my show, Intuitive Transformations, on OMTimes Radio, Sunday evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern. Get the inspiration you need to transform your life.
Are you trying to get from point A to point B and need a little advice? Connect with the counselors at OMTimes Advisors. Whether you're looking for a life coach or a spiritual intuitive, the advisors participating at advisors.omtimes.com were carefully chosen based on their gifts, skills, and professionalism. OMTimes Advisors, connecting you with the best advisors in the business.
Radio Namaste leads you down the yellow brick road into portals of consciousness with the blue collar goddess as your host. Interviews with humans who could be famous or just popular, and answers to everything are on the agenda. Tune into OMTimes Radio and drop in on Thursdays at 3 Eastern. It's a different brand of enlightenment.
The Real Conscious Connection. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Hello, welcome back to Michelle Barr. I am your Sacred Business Success Coach here on OMTimes Radio Network, talking about confusion. So today we are going to work through confusion. So you get to this place and you're feeling hesitation, you're not taking action, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling tired, you're feeling bored. I hear all of these. You're just plain stuck. You're stuck, you're frozen, you're paralyzed. And you say, what is this? What is this? Because a lot of the time then you will take yourself into a fog and you just feel like you can't get out. Don't shut down. Don't numb yourself out. Dive deep, lean in. And here's why. You are trying to tell you something. You are trying to tell you something. And you've got to listen. When you feel those things, that is your feeling guidance system. And those things are bubbling up, working their way up into your conscious to say, you're asking and the universe is delivering and something's off, something's not right, and here's what it is, and we can figure this out together. We've gotten really good at numbing out, shutting down, getting overwhelmed, tired, procrastinating, and that gets us nowhere. So the first part of taking that honest inventory is when I say your confusion is currently serving you, or you would not be sitting in it. So how is your confusion currently serving you? Confusion is one of the things I most often see keeping people stuck. Whenever you get stuck in confusion, the first thing that you want to do is remember your touchstone, your vision. We talk about this almost every week. This is one of the first tools you can put into practice in your life and in your business, is create a vision of how you want to be living your life. Create it in the present tense with every sense you have, what it feels like, what it looks like, who's around, what you're doing, what you're thinking, what you're feeling. Everything you want, the essence of it and the details, and then you let go of the how. This is your time to dream and vision. You do not get stuck in the how. You leave the hows to the universe. That is one of my biggies. I'm going to be talking about all of these. I have 9 universal guiding principles for intuitive success that I have used in my life to create this life I have and in my business. Number 5 is learn to leave the hows to the universe. This is so important. This changed everything in my world. All of these 9 universal guiding principles are really important and really valuable to you. And I have a full report that I've made into a downloadable poster. And you can find those at 9universalguidingprinciples.com with the number 9 or spelled out. Either way, 9universalguidingprinciples.com. So you can grab that. We're going to be talking about all of these. But as I talk about this, I want you to remember number 5, learn to leave the hows to the universe. So you don't want your vision, you're building up this high energy, you're dreaming, you're ordering it all up, you're telling the universe what you want. You certainly then don't want this little voice saying, oh, you can't have that. Oh, be realistic. Oh, come on. How? And our ego wants to jump in and keep us safe. And so it will start asking, how are you going to do this? How could that even happen? And you see how that immediately pulls you off track. I don't know how. Maybe I shouldn't ask for that right now until I can figure out how. You want to start working with this vision. And my tool is spend 5 minutes every day in your vision for 30 days and be very aware and watch what happens. The clearer your vision, the easier it is to make decisions and choices. Your touchstone is your vision. Your vision is that touchstone. Just like the one you hold in your pocket and they have the worry stone or the touchstone. Every time you start getting thrown off track, this is also a great thought-stopping device, because you start thinking those thoughts that are not serving you, that are going to create a new what is that you don't want. You reach in your pocket, you grab that stone, you slide your thumb right on it, and you rub it. My vision, remember my vision. The clearer your vision, the easier it is to make decisions and choices, because each choice you come to is an opportunity to make a decision that will either move you toward or away from your vision. You are always moving either toward or away from what you want. And there's a choice point in every moment. So don't waste precious moments beating yourself up or second guessing or self-doubting. Course correct and get on with it. There's a choice point now, a choice point now, a choice point now, and another choice point now. Every moment is a new choice. And what you will see if you spend 5 minutes every day in your vision, it will start taking on a life of its own. It will start becoming real, and pieces of it will start showing up in your life. And this is really fun and really cool. Pieces of it will start showing up in your life, even in small ways that will be real, and you'll see them and you can keep going. You're always making decisions to move you toward or away from what you want. So clarity is so important. You can imagine, because if you start visioning and dreaming in that higher space, we can think of all kinds of things we want. So I have my big picture vision, but when I started building my business a few years ago, my big picture vision looked very different than what my life looks like right now, because what my life looks like right now, I didn't even know that existed. So I couldn't have visioned it, but I was visioning enough of how I want to feel, what I want to be doing, what I want in my life, that then the universe brought me the match because I didn't say how. Imagine how much less my life would be if I had also told the universe how. My how was much smaller than what the universe has delivered to me. And the more I learned to leave the hows to the universe, the greater things have come in my life over the past few years. So to get clarity, we have that big picture vision. That's why you spend 5 minutes every day in that vision. Swim around in it, sit in it. You'll start seeing things show up in the vision when you open and allow things that you didn't even think of because they're so deep inside of you. They'll just kind of bloom right into your landscape. Or your inner child, that deepest part of you will say, remember when you were a child and you loved this? Oh, I would love that again. I forgot all about that. And you start feeling it and it starts coming to you. So you spend 5 minutes a day in that. Then you get into your priorities, your clarity. So you ask yourself, what is my priority right now? What can I do right now to make this happen? So imagine you have the whole big vision, and then you have a piece of that vision that is for right now. So you have, what are you creating right now? And you're working with both of these. So this is all about the weaving I talked to you about that I do every day in my life and my business. I come in and out, left brain, right brain, being, doing, giving, receiving, masculine, feminine energies, action, inspiration, action, intuition, all of those things. So you're going big vision, and then what is my priority right now? Every time you come to a place where you need to make a decision or you get stuck, you go back to that vision and then to the question, and you go back and forth between the two, and that will help you get out of confusion because you have all these different pieces. You're faced with all these different pieces. Remember that every single thing moves you either away from or toward your vision. You can always make a decision that will move you toward your vision. That's how the vision is so important. And the more you've spent time in it, the more real it is to you, the more you can jump right back to it when you have to make a decision. Sometimes in our lives, we make decisions that are not going to move us toward our vision, but we make them consciously for reasons. So the important thing there is to be aware that you consciously made that decision own it, support yourself 100%, and the universe will continue to support you. If you self-doubt, second guess, and beat yourself up, the universe will start bringing you more of that. And you'll say, see, this was wrong. This was a bad decision. See how things always happen to me? The reason I can talk about all this is because I've been there. Every day you will have decisions. There will be choice points in every moment. And the more you're aware of this, you won't get stuck in it. You will keep moving forward because you will have that vision. And you keep doing this until it becomes easier, until it becomes more natural in a flow and habit. All these things I teach you, and this is one of them. At first, it's like training, like an Olympic athlete having to train. You're having to really rewire yourself physiologically. You're having to reset your mindset. You're having to reset the mode of whether you're going to respond or react. You're having to reset the way you interact with your environment and the people and the things in your environment. Know that this is a process. And the more you do it, you'll get better and better at it. You are in training because you're setting out to do this big thing, build your own business. So you have to deal with all of it, all of the parts of it. And there is a training involved. There's a training to get you physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually prepared to do this big thing, to take this on. And what makes it worth it is the payoff and reward are better than anything I've ever done in my life, in all ways. You start doing all that weaving, and what happens is you start integrating your life and your work, and you get to show up everywhere all the time being you and make a living at it, make a really good living at it. And your work and your play become more seamless, your travel, your time at home, your time with your family, everything you love to do and everything you do, it all starts becoming more integrated. Think about how great that would be. This is Michelle Barr, and I'll be right back on OMTimes Radio.
Free your mind with OMTimes Radio. IOM FM. Being a radio host on IOM FM allows you to build your show on a rich platform with the power of the internet to fulfill your outreach goals and connect with a very specialized and global online audience, unlimited by time and distance. OMTimes Radio will provide you with web relevance, a recognizable conscious brand, and with the standard of excellence that has accompanied every single OMTimes endeavor. Host your show with OMTimes Radio Network.
The Laying On of Hands Healing Radio Show is about treating the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. Join me, Charles Smith, as I share life-balancing measures such as nutrition and spiritual practices to help you take charge of your own health and wellness every Thursday at 7 p.m. on OMTimes Radio.
Simone Milasas would like you to know that business can be fun, which is why she wrote the book, Joy of Business. What if you could have the joy of business rather than the stress and struggle? Most of the time, the only thing stopping you from a thriving business is you. In the Joy of Business book, Simone gives you access consciousness tools and pragmatic ways to get out of your own way and to create the business, life, and living you know is possible and beyond what this reality says is achievable. Business is joy. It's creation. It's generative. It can be the adventure of living. You can purchase your copy of the book through Amazon or Joy of Business website, www.accessjoyofbusiness.com.
The truth is, you can't change the world if you're broke. I know, I tried. Isn't it time you turned your life's calling into a profitable, freedom-based business? I'm Michelle Barr. Join me every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern for Sacred Success.
Feed your soul with waves of consciousness on OMTimes Radio.
Hello, this is Michelle Barr. Welcome back to Sacred Business Success on OMTimes Radio. We're talking about confusion and resistance and all of those things that get in the way of us receiving what we most want. I want you to get very good at being willing to stop and make these changes and make these shifts. It's all about managing your energy and catching yourself so you don't stay spinning in this stuff. And that means getting conscious and then changing and shifting. Keep revisiting your vision. I challenge and encourage you to do this visioning. Spend 5 minutes in your vision every day for 30 days and see what happens. Journal it, keep note of it. Come and see me on Facebook and let me know. You can find me on Facebook at sacredbusinesssuccess.com. sacredbusinesssuccess.com. Come talk to me. Share with me as you're doing these things. Ask me questions. I'll talk about them on the radio. I'll talk about them with you on Facebook. Keep revisiting your vision. At first, when you wake up every morning, make it a habit. Make it a part of your success plan, your personal success strategy, to bring that vision to mind and recommit yourself to it. So you're making that commitment. You're recommitting every day. That tells your subconscious, I am still on board. I'm doing this. Recommit yourself to it and then move forward into your day. That way it's on top of your mind. You're programming your subconscious to understand exactly what to be looking for, because you're saying, here's what I want. Here's my big vision. Think about this. We have millions of bits of information that come into our sensory perception throughout every day. And you have what's called this reticular activating system in your body that says, pay attention to this, don't pay attention to that. A lot of time when we're getting a lot of confusion, we start asking questions. And this is something I really want you to pay attention to. This is a big tip, tool, and technique all rolled into one. A lot of times when we're getting a lot of confusion, we start asking questions. And questions are very good in the right energy. But what we tend to do is get into a state of constriction. And so we're asking these questions and we're folding in over ourselves while we're asking. We're shutting ourselves off. Our head is lowering. Our shoulders are rolling in. Our heart is closing up. Our stomach is hurting. Everything is closing in on itself, and your body speaks to your nervous system and your brain. Then we start asking questions that aren't helping. Now we're deep into fear, fight, or flight, and we start asking questions that do not help at all. Why? Why is this always happening to me? Why can't I make it work? What's going on here? I don't know what to do. It brings constricting energy. It brings constriction of everything within you. You do not want to come from this space. Here's the other thing that happens. Whenever you ask, why is this always happening to me? Why can't I make it work? What's going on here? The universe has to answer your questions, so it will show you all your stuff, more of your stuff. You're going to have plenty of your stuff anyway, more of your stuff. It's going to keep showing you. And when you say, I don't know what to do, the universe is going to keep providing that. Okay, take a deep breath. Pull your shoulders back, open your chest, relax your stomach, relax your neck, hold your head up, and take a stance. Take a strong stance, rooted to the earth, grounded, centered, focused. Connect to your inspiration, your higher self, your divine source. What you want to do is come into a state of expansion where you're asking open-ended questions. Remember, when you're asking, why is this always happening to me? The universe will always answer any question, anything you send out. And when you're asking questions from that place, they tend to have a lot of energy and a lot of feeling behind them. So what you'll get is consistent evidence of why this is happening to you. What that's going to look like is more and more lessons, more and more of what you believe always happens to you, never happens to you, whatever your story is. You want to come into a state of expansion and ask open-ended questions. You want to stop, get into the state of expansion, ask questions that the universe can bring you answers to that you want. You want to say, what is possible? What could be better? What could be more? How can I make an impact today? How can I make more money today? How can I attract the clients I really want right now? How can I be in a more loving relationship today? How can I be the best me today? Then you will be shown how you can do that. When you ask, why is this always happening to me? Why can't I? Whatever it is, you're asking for feedback. The universe is going to give it to you, and it's going to look like more of what you don't want, a lot more of what you don't want. Do you just feel the difference when I was constricting in and asking those questions from that desperate place? And when I took a deep breath and I unfolded and I opened up and I expanded to meet the universe, to find those answers, because they're there for you. Whatever you're asking, the universe is answering. So keeping yourself in a state of confusion is always a choice. It's hard to hear. There's something you are refusing to see, or there is something you are refusing to respond to. It's there. Wherever there is a need and a desire, there is also the ability to fulfill it now. When you're faced with confusion, a couple of things are going on. The first thing you do is you say, oh, this is confusion. Now you can choose to stay in a confused state, and people have their stories. I'm confused. I don't know what to do. I can't get out of it. Nothing's working. I will tell you, if you are staying in a confused state for any length of time, you are choosing to do that, and it's serving you. It can be so unconscious that you don't realize it. It can be taught behaviors, learned behaviors. It can be coping mechanisms, survival skills you learned that you needed. And part of all this is finding those that are in there, because when they're unconscious, they're driving your bus, and you don't want them to drive your bus anymore. So you want to get in there and pull them up so you can deal with them and let them know, thank you. You served me at a time when I needed you for my very life, for my very sanity. Or thank you. I know I saw this wrong, but at the time it was all I could see, and it kept me going. And I don't need you now. I don't need this now. We got it. You got to reprogram yourself. So you want to go back and take honest inventory and figure out why you are needing to stay in this state. That's a lot better way to put yourself to work, to give your subconscious and your mind and your ego something to do that's going to be constructive and help you, rather than asking those questions that aren't going to help you at all. So it starts by saying, okay, this is confusion. Here I am in confusion. I wonder what there is for me to discover here. I wonder what there is for me to find here. Why would I be staying in this? Because if I move forward, what am I scared of? What's waiting for me on the other side of this? What do I not know that I think I need to know? Or what do I think is going to happen and I'm scared of that? When you're faced with confusion, there is always something you can do to move out of confusion. So one, your purpose is not clear enough and you're not attached enough to it. You haven't bought into it. You can't envision it enough. You're not fully there, or you don't fully believe it can happen, and you don't have a strong enough why. That's one reason you'd be in confusion. So go back at this point to your purpose. your vision and your why, and work on these things. Get help if you need to. Explore your vision. Explore your mission. Explore your dreams and explore your truth. Your purpose is the fuel, and the confusion is the brakes. Another thing that can be going on is that you have a conflict within you, and you may not be aware of it. It's really likely that you aren't aware of it. You are not in alignment in all levels of your awareness. There's a part of you that you're aware of saying, yes, I want to build this business. Yes, I want to do this. Yes, I want to charge money. Yes, here's what I want to take out into the world, and I want to do it right now. Parts of you are on board. Inside of you, though, you have all these different levels of awareness, and there are parts of you that are not buying into the vision and are not going there because they have determined some level of it is not safe or not comfortable, or there's a belief that's getting in the way, and these beliefs can be getting in the way and putting on the brakes. Again, you want to get in there and find out what this is. The other thing that can be going on is that you don't know. You get into confusion and you get overwhelmed. You lack the skills, you lack the resources. There's something you just don't know. In this case, you want to determine what's going on and what you need to know to move forward. So ask yourself, hey, what do I need to know? Do I really not know? And this is where you start chunking it down. If it feels really big, there's only one thing right now that you need to know that you don't know or think you don't know. And you can find that one thing, but sometimes then our mind spins out again and says, but I don't know how to do all these steps. I don't know how to do all these next things. And so you just stop right there when you could do the one next thing, but you're concerned with the thing down the road that you don't know. So just start with, what is one thing I need to know? And we will be right back to talk more about this and get you moving forward.
Bringing you the best of the conscious minds in the world. OMTimes Radio, your conscious lifestyle on steroids. Being a radio host on IOM-FM allows you to build your show on a rich platform with the power of the internet to fulfill your outreach goals and connect with a very specialized and global online audience, unlimited by time and distance. OMTimes Radio will provide you with web relevance, a recognizable conscious brand, and with the standard of excellence that has accompanied every single OMTimes endeavor. Host your show with OMTimes Radio Network. Join Elliot Jolish, the business therapist, each Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern for the Elliot Jolish Hour, as he interviews business experts on your behalf. And you're invited to email your business questions to questions@ecjgroup.com for answers, live, on air every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern on the Elliot Jolish Hour. Have you ever wondered how to change your love paradigm? The secret key is finding a love partnership, not just a regular connection. How do you find these? Through conscious relationships. Ascending Hearts Dating is a dating site for people like you that believes in second chances and a different type of spiritual connection. Try Ascending Hearts for free today at ascendinghearts.com and change your love paradigm. Ascending Hearts, the premier dating community for the spiritually awake.
Hi, I'm Katrina Kavanagh, host of the I Am Wisdom radio show. I Am Wisdom is about the connection between mind work and energy work, spirituality, and living a wonderful life. Looking forward to sharing each Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with you.
A conscious lifestyle for a mindful life. OMTimes Radio. IOM-FM.
Hello, welcome back. Thank you for staying with me here on OMTimes Radio. Michelle Barr, your Sacred Business Success Coach with Sacred Business Success. We've been talking today about resistance that gets in the way of receptivity and specifically about confusion. So let's get into a little bit more about what you can do about this. We were just talking about starting with what is one thing I need to know. Get that one thing and take an action in that direction. Be willing to look at yourself and see which of these things is going on. And it starts with taking 100% responsibility to push through your confusion. Just by bringing it all into the conscious and saying, I know this is confusion. I don't have to be stuck in it. I'm going to take new actions that are going to bring me new results, and I'm going to deal with this head on right now. Will change everything. Recognize it as resistance. And once you determine which of the things I've been talking to you about is going on, then you can sit down and say, what do I need to do right now? The truth is, by now, when you've gotten to that point, you know what you need to do next. Then you have to ask yourself this even more important and challenging question. And this is where the rubber meets the road. Am I willing to do this? What do I need to do right now? Am I willing to do this? I find this over and over again all the time. And in my own journey, I have had coaches point this out to me, and it was true. There were a lot of things I was writing off as I can't or it's not working, and it was I am not willing to do this. So I start right off when I'm teaching my clients how consistency is more important than quantity, and we start setting up their plan, their specific plan for their business. I don't give a cookie cutter plan for one person, like everybody do this, because you know what? Those don't work when the rubber meets the road. First of all, you're creating a business so you can live the life you want to live, not be a slave to it. If you wanted that, you would just keep doing what you've maybe done in the past, or what a lot of people do, working at a job to get a paycheck. That doesn't mean to say that everybody working at a job to get a paycheck is miserable, but there are people who are, and they keep doing it. You are wanting to live this life and create a business that supports you in that. So when you come to what am I willing to do, it comes down to doing the things that work for you. So I always go right there with my clients. Here are the proven strategies, and we're going to tailor a strategy just for you now. So I need to know what you're willing to do, because I don't want somebody nodding their head. Yes, I will send out a newsletter every week. Yes, that's the strategy. And then they're not willing to do it. So what happens is they don't do it at all. They beat themselves up about it. They feel guilty. Then they try to get back on track. They're wasting and burning up all kinds of creative energy that they need to create. So let's see what you're willing to do. Are you willing to send one out once a month? Right now, are you willing to send one out once a quarter? And let's do what you're willing to do. So this journey is going to be a lot about you being real with yourself about what you're willing to do, and start doing what you're willing to do. I can't tell you how many people, and you'll know this is true, people that know exactly what they need to do next, and they're just not doing it. They keep saying, I don't know what to do next, or I can't do what I need to do next. I had that story big time, and it was an illusion. It wasn't true, because when I stopped believing I can't do what I need to do next, and I did it, it worked. They say, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I don't know where to start. And it's that simple, because once you get honest with yourself and you start asking yourself these questions and answering them, boom. What do I need to do next? I know this is what I need to do next. Am I willing to do this? Yes or no? Yes? Okay, now you need to know what you need to do next. Now you know what you need to do next. No? Okay, now you are being honest and you really aren't confused at all. See? So what do I need to do next? Okay, I know this is what I need to do next. Am I willing? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, do it. Now you know. No. All right, you're being honest with yourself. You really aren't confused at all. Now, where are we? Then that's a different issue. But again, then you start there. You start wherever you are. And now you're getting clarity because at least you're not sitting there anymore saying, I don't know what to do next. Now you know it's an inside problem and you need somebody who helps with inside problems. And so you go and you get that help if you're willing to. At least you're being honest with yourself and you're not confused anymore. You're getting clarity, and clarity is the first step to move you forward in the direction of your dreams and desires to create a better life now and to create a better business now. If you're saying, no, I'm not willing to do what it takes next, then it's time to go back to the emotional work and the mindset mastery and the energy management and the intuitive work and take honest inventory. And regardless, you keep working through it, but now you're on board. You're not keeping secrets from yourself. You're not being your own enemy, your own obstacle. There are plenty of other obstacles out there, and they'll start going away when you stop creating confusion inside of you that is unnecessary and unsupportive and working against you. Regardless, you keep working through it and you don't stop. If you're asking yourself questions like the ones I brought to you here today, you take it to deeper and deeper levels. And this way you don't get stuck in confusion. Remember, there's always a way forward from wherever you now stand. If it's too big, you chunk it down. You chunk it way down. You chunk it way, way down, and you seek help and guidance when you need it. So I'm hoping as we've talked about all of this that you're more willing to go there with me when I say, I'm confused, I'm stuck, is an excuse. Confusion is a defense mechanism, and it doesn't serve you. It creates a story. That's what it does. It creates a story. And then it allows you to live in that story if you choose. It's a distraction and it is ultimately avoidance. So what can you do? You can recognize it. You can own it. You can push through resistance into receptivity. And you can get started doing that right now. When you're taking this time, when you're investing this time for yourself and investing this time to learn these things, then take some time to work through them. I will have said things during this show and when you're listening to me, and if you go to my website, I have all kinds of free resources, and you will be able to get those and listen to them and read them and consume them, and things will start landing for you. Pieces will come together. So then give yourself that time to really process this and to see what could be different. Because I listen to tons of motivational and inspirational things. And in the moment, I love them and I'm listening. And there were years when I would listen. Yes, I can do this. Yes, you're right. Oh, you got me there. Oh, yeah. You saw my stuff. Oh, I do that. Oh, I can do this. And just that roller coaster. And I loved it. And I still listen to it. Don't let this be the last stop. She said some things that really made me think. Wow, she called me on my stuff. Wow, I just had an aha or an insight. And then do nothing about it. Give yourself the time then. That's for some of you. The next for you. It's something I help people with every day. I would love for you to come and let me know how I can serve you in this at michellebarr.com. You can find me there, michellebarr.com. Make time for yourself to do this. It'll start moving things. You can feel it, you can think about it, you can talk about it all you want all day long, but until you take a third dimensional real world action, you will not have a third dimensional real world result. You need to take new action to get a new result, and you need to think new thoughts that create new feelings that allow you to take new actions that bring new results. And if you want massive new actions, if you want massive new results, you have to take massive actions, massive new actions. So you can baby step, you can ledge leap. I work with both. A baby step is what is one new action that I could take? What is one new action? What is one new result that I want? And then what is one new action I could take? I'm stuck, I'm confused, and I'm willing to get out of it. The most effective and efficient way to create success, and you will find it in every success principle across time. You act, you assess, and you adjust. You act, you assess, you adjust. Then you act, you assess, and you adjust. Do not spend a big amount of time analyzing, organizing, planning. That is avoidance. This is an organic journey, and it will not be real to you until you are in it. I want to leave you with that. When you're working with these resistance remedies for confusion, there's always a way forward from where you stand. Thank you for being with me today on Sacred Business Success. This is Michelle Barr on OMTimes Radio, and I'll talk to you next week.